We're all familiar with the fact that our lives are full of cycles. Our lives are full of things that repeat. Maybe they don't repeat exactly, but certain things happen at similar times. We all know our body has all these processes that are going on that are cyclical in nature. Oscillator comes out of thinking for a long time about all different kinds of systems at lots of different scales, from the sort of microscopic all the way up to, galactic-sized scales. One of the things that I hope people will take away from the show is just kind of a different way to frame everyday experience, that no matter what you're looking at in the world, on some level, that thing is an oscillator.
Certainly different to what you normally get to see when you go to an exhibition. It's really great.
There are all sorts of oscillations that happen in cells and at microscopic levels in tissue, but hearts are quite unique because they're so big and visceral. We can witness it. The blood's going to go into the hearts, and then all being well, the hearts will begin to beat as they do in the body.
I can't deny it was gross, but I was actually thinking of the 18th century and their ideas of science, and you'd wonder what they would have thought of this.
It's interesting to understand the physics of things,
yeah,
how works computer on a small scale.
Yeah, it's like especially some of the things you take for granted so much, like something just as simple as a coin spinning.
You come across oscillations in all sorts of aspects of physics. I mean, I speak to you now, you've got the sound waves traveling, I look at you, I pick up the electromagnetic waves.
I made a prototype for this about 2 years ago when I was working with Björk developing new instruments for her Biophilia album and show. All musical instruments end up working on the principle of oscillators. And this one was so much fun to play with. When it was a prototype, I sort of vowed to do a nice final version of it someday.
And like this exhibition seems to be very interactive and engaging, which is quite nice.
That thing's fairly cool with the vibrations, the way the different vibrations are laid out on the plate. When you're kind of vibrating part of it and other parts don't vibrate and you create different shapes.
According to more movement there is around, it starts to make these sine waves, and the more movement, the more chaotic it gets.
A lot of the pieces are kind of subtle, and it's not clear right away, why is this in a show called Oscillator? What does this have to do with that? But if you look closer, you suddenly realize, wow, it's really there.
I really liked the bugs down the end, where it like showed the life of them, so they're crawling up the wall and then they take to the air. Oscillations isn't a topic people necessarily are familiar with, but Science Gallery hasn't shied away from doing it anyway, so that's quite nice.